Greetings everybody and welcome to a new video. My name is Fuko and today we have a look at the Empirosaurus, part of the new Rulers of the Wasteland pack, out of the creative mind of Up From The Depths. The modder that did the Mosasaurus, Evo Mosasaurus, the Evo Giganotosaurus, the Evo T-Rex and so on. He did a lot of the very big reworks that we know in the Ark modding community, and he cooked again. The Empirosaurus is a spinosaurid. It is not a true Spinosaurus. It is like a distant relative, basically. It's a fantasy species, completely made up, and it evolved from a baryonyx, actually, on scorched earth, because the water was very sparse, so they had to evolve and become bigger, better, stronger, and more meaner. So that is the Empirosaurus, and we are looking at this one right now. So first of all, where do you find the Empirosaurus? Anywhere in the desert. So you can look at it in the dunes, or close to waterways, and anywhere near there are some little sparse water reservoirs on scorched earth. Doesn't matter, they are pretty much, they are pretty rare, but there are all over the place, basically. On Ragnarok, of course, you find them in the scorched earth part of the map. They are very rare in the dunes, but they are also findable in the, let me see, in the SE canyons. There's the Empirosaurus. I increased the spawn rates a little bit because they were very low. So again, if you want to improve your spawn rates, get the B+ spawn editor. It's an amazing little tool to get the creatures that you want. So, what do you need to actually tame one of these? First of all, you need to be level 90. Not only is the saddle unlocked at level 90, but also you and your character need to be level 90 to even initiate the taming. It is quite the high level end game tame. It is a very powerful boss creature, so be prepared for that. How do you tame it? First of all, you need extraordinary kibble, the best one, the blue one, and the Odyssean one, and their eggs make extraordinary kibble as well. You have to overheat the Empirosaurus to actually knock it out. It has a heat gauge in a sail, basically. The sail is there to regulate its temperature, and it's overheating pretty quickly. So what you have to do is shoot it with fire arrows. So what you need is the best crossbow you have in your storage, and craft a lot of fire arrows, and take a creature that you can shoot off. That's the best one in my opinion, because you don't have to dismount to actually shoot it. And basically you just have to let the Empirosaurus hit you with its attacks until it's overheating. And after it's overheating, you shoot it with the arrow into its sail, and then it rises in torpor. And I'm gonna show you that when we find our Empirosaurus next. Thank you. Here we have an Empirosaurus in the dunes. As you can see, it is basking in the sun to regulate its temperature. When it's in this state, you have to shoot the sail to initiate the taming. I'm gonna do that really quick because I don't want to miss that one. And then it says Empirosaurus is heating up, and this is basically starting the taming. But because I don't want to cheat this one, I actually have to prepare my setup first. I take a Meolania because it's the best mod creature to take a big punch, and you can shoot off its back. So I'm gonna take this one. Also, they have a baby. So basically, you just let the Empirosaurus hit you. You see the sail is slowly getting more and more heated up. And eventually it gives you a little text at the top when it says the Empirosaurus is overheating. You see it's starting to like smoke, and when it's overheating, you shoot the sail. As you can see, the torpor rose to 2,500. And you just repeat this process until the Empirosaurus is knocked out. And then you just give it kibble, and it is tamed. Because this is a little bit boring to look, I will just skip to the point where the Empirosaurus is actually knocking out. And here is the sleeping Empirosaurus on the ground. Really, really straightforward. And what I really like is that we finally get some use out of our fire arrows that we have stored. For the PvE players, besides maybe using it for a Phoenix tame, you don't really use them for much. They're really PvP centered. So yeah, we have knocked him out, and it takes 2 extraordinary kibble. I think a level 150 takes like 4 or 5, and I'm on ×5 taming. So you can tame a level 150 with about 25 extraordinary kibble. Here we have the tamed Empirosaurus that I have tamed before the video. Was a 145. It took 4 blue kibble. If you are on ×1, you need 20. So pretty manageable with Drakelings. They give so much kibble, so you shouldn't have any problems with taming these. Amazing model, by the way. I really like how they did the scales. It's a very rough texture, very fitting to an animal that would live in the harsh environments of the desert. And you see the saddle is on the side. You're actually sitting on the side instead of the middle of the neck, like the normal Spinosaurus, the vanilla one. Really, really nice. I really like. Oh, nice! It's it's scratching his head in an idle animation. I love that one. Okay, so in the next step we will see the actual abilities of this absolute unit of a theropod. First of all, it is able to turn in place, which is always a nice addition. And it does this little tail curl. Looking at the animations of this one first. Really, really nicely animated walking cycle. I'm really a big fan of this one. Also, I like how big the sail is. And it's like spreading to the base of the tail. Really, really nice. Here's the running animation. I love this one. Yeah, everything looks really organic and extremely fluent. Really, really great. As usual, the Up From the Depths and its team did an amazing job. They always deliver. So next up, the actual abilities. And this one is a little bit in-depth, so bear with me, there's a lot to talk about here. First of all, the Empirosaurus has a heat gauge. I don't know how you say that word. But it builds up heat in its sail, and the higher the heat is, it gets different kinds of bonuses. And if you let the heat, if you let it overheat, and the heat get to 100%, it will be unable to sprint. It will no longer be able to do the claw swipe, but it gets a huge boost in self-healing, so in heat regeneration. So there's ups and downs that you have to think about to overheating or keeping the Spinosaurus at a manageable heat. So it's like a little mini game while you are riding the Empirosaurus. And if you are choosing to use the Empirosaurus in boss battles, like a huge group of Empirosaurus, then the AI does the heat management itself and it should work out just fine. So the AI shouldn't constantly overheat itself. So how do you regulate the heat? If you do the claw swipe, you build up heat. You see? The sail is slowly getting more red and more shimmery. Every swipe does like 8% or 5%, I don't know how much. And the more heat you build up, the more damage you build up. You see right now, your damage is on 115% right now. Now it's on 120. And if you want to regulate your heat and get the heat back down, you use the normal chomp attack. The chomp reduces the amount of heat you have built up. So you have to constantly juggle between building up heat and reducing your heat. The higher the heat is, the more damage you do, but if the damage is on 100% and the Spinosaurus overheats, you are basically just getting the healing boost, but you are losing the damage that you have built up. I'm gonna show you this right now. I let the Spinosaurus overheat real quick. Now it is on 100% and a maximum amount of damage. And now it is overheating. And the damage, it actually loses 20% of damage for like 30 seconds. It is unable to sprint, as you can see. But it has huge amounts of self-healing, which you cannot see right now because I'm on max HP. Wait, I can just level some. I guess you cannot see it because I have a I have a spring drakeling, but just trust me, bro. It has increased self-healing abilities. So yeah, this is the heat gauge. I'm gonna tell you real quick how much you actually get in bonuses. At tier 1 is between 26 and 50%. You get 10% more damage. If you are between 51 and 85%, you get 15% more damage. And if you are between 86 and 99%, you get 20% more damage. And the Empirosaurus can do a double claw swipe attack. So basically it gets 2 auto attacks in one, which pretty much doubles your output in damage. Also, as long as it's in the very high tier, in the level 3 tier, it also cauterizes any bleeding and gnash debuffs, which means as long as you are in the very, very high heat gauge section, you can actually negate any bleeding from creatures like Giganotosaurus and stuff, which is really, really nice. Yeah, and last but not least, the tier 4 is the overheating one, where it cannot sprint, but it gets a huge amount of self-healing. You generally don't want to enter the last level 4 stage of heat exhaustion, because this is the one you want to enter after you have finished the battle with the big baddie and get back some of your HP. But as long as you're actively fighting, you want to lock your Spinosaurus in the level 3 heat gauge, where it gets 20% more damage and a double claw swipe attack, where you can actually more than double your usual damage output, which makes this one an amazing boss fighter. And you can actually lock the heat gauge with another ability. You see, at the left side of the screen, back down there, there is a malice meter. And I'm gonna explain to you what malice actually does in the next step. What you need to know about malice is you are building up malice when killing other creatures. The bigger the creature, the higher the malice you are building up. Let me show you. As you can see, my malice is at 31% right now. And the higher the malice is, the better bonuses you get. So, in a boss fight where you get a lot of adds, like a lot of Araneo in the Bloodmother fight, you can build up this malice really, really quickly. And I'm gonna explain to you what malice actually gives you in the next step. So what you want to do is maxing out the malice ability to 100%, and when you reach 100% on simmering on malice, you can actually activate malice with your roar, and it activates an ability called simmering malice. And simmering malice allows you to lock your heat gauge at a specific point, so you don't lose it anymore. So what is this actually good for, you may ask? So imagine you are at level 3 of the heat gauge, but you're getting annoyed by constantly having to micromanage your heat to not reach level 4. That's what malice is for. If malice is maxed out and you activate simmering malice, you can actually lock your heat gauge at level 3. It is frozen in place at this point, and you are able to ditch out the max amounts of damage for a limited amount of time without having to care and micromanage your heat gauge. It basically locks it in place for a limited amount of time. And you can increase the amount of time that the heat gauge is locked in place, because there are creatures automatically showing up with like little indicators above their head. If you kill these creatures, you can actually increase the duration of your simmering rage or your simmering malice, which makes this another little mini game that the Empirosaurus has to offer to you. To better showcase this, I'm gonna go to this monster island back there, because there are always big predators fighting all the time. So I can show you how to actually make full use of this ability. Alright, here we are on the monster island. I'm just gonna kill some creatures. Malice is on 17%, 22%. I think killing a Rex gives you 25%. Oh, my malice is on 100% instantly, nice. And now I just have to get to level 3 on my heat gauge meter. This is like 85% to 99%, right? So I should be there right now. And now I can actually roar with the C button. And the Empirosaurus will have these red glowing eyes. And now my heat gauge is completely frozen, and I can ditch out the maximum amounts of damage possible on the Empirosaurus. As you can see, the more malice you have built up, you can also increase your base damage even further. Right now I'm on 150% damage, and I can perform the double claw swipe attack, which doubles my damage output. And also I'm very, very fast, but that's probably because of my speedy harvester that I have stacked up. As you can see, the malice 100% meter is lowering really, really slow. You have a lot of time to ditch out double amounts of damage. So what this would look like in a boss battle, like in Broodmother, you just kill a bunch of Araneos, and when you're on 100% malice, you just go to 85 to 99% heat gauge and lock your heat gauge in place, and then you ditch out huge amounts of damage. And the AI should do the same on itself. It is programmed to do it, so I put a lot of trust in Devs and its ability to program the AI of its mod dinosaurs. So yeah, this is what Empirosaurus can do. And when you have it on the 100% simmering malice, plus, oh yeah, there you see the little the little indicator over the head of the Rex. If I kill this one, my malice goes back to full. So basically you can just stay on full malice and completely stacked up for the entirety of the boss fight. When you are lucky and an Araneo spawns that has this little indicator over his head. And this is the swimming animation. Really, really nice. It is also quite fast for a predator this big. I have to say that. So yeah, this one is an amazing boss fighter dino, or just straight up addition to your general gaming experience. I am in love with this spinosaurid that the devs and the team created here. And I hope you're gonna enjoy it the same way I do. So, if you like this video, give me a like, maybe subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these ARK videos and other gaming stuff like Helldivers. And I hope you enjoyed it. I am Fuko, and see you next time. Goodbye.